ain't done nothing yet, okay? When you're stand straight, face me. His feet wide apart, shoulder width apart. My feet are shoulder, the same width as my shoulders, yeah? Okay. Hold it. Aaron, hold it. Behind your shoulder. I told you I made that backhand, haven't I? Yeah. I don't do this. I don't do this. I don't move away from my hands. I take my hands. When I move my head, he's ugly, innit? Yeah. He's too ugly. Don't be ugly like me. Okay? Don't be ugly like me. You're wonderful. Don't be getting hit. Okay, so hands here. Bend his legs. Okay? I want to move his head now. But I want to keep his chin. I want to keep his hands by the chin.
Nigel Travis, the man himself. I don't know whether to call you a fireman, an actor, a boxing coach. You do everything.
I do try. Fundamentally, I'm a boxer. That's what I've been all my life. That's what I've done since I was a kid.
When did you have your first fight then, mate? Can you remember that far back?
Yeah. I boxed at 14 for Hardwick lads.
Yeah.
I boxed at the Irish Centre, and I got stopped. I got stopped in the second round. My nose bled, and it won't stop bleeding. I won the first round, I think, quite clearly. My nose got done in the second round. It bled and bled and bled and bled and bled. And my
didn't put you off though.
No, I love to fight. That's what I did. I used to love to fight.
Well, was your dad already coaching then? Because he was.
Yeah, my dad was.
As you mentioned before, he was coach for England for quite a long time, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He had 2 stints at it. He got released at the Commonwealth Games when they were in the Commonwealth Games in Manchester.
Oh, 2002 was that?
Yeah, and then he went back at 2007, I think, and did 2 years there and loved it. But yeah, my dad was a boxer. He was an England international, and then me and my brother just went into it gradually because it was just an automatic thing to do.
But your dad helps out down here with you now, doesn't he? He's one of the coaches with you.
One of the coaches here. He's on holiday at the moment. He's like Judy Charles.
All that, aren't they, at present?
He's always away. There's only me here tonight, unfortunately. And then Wayne came and helped out towards the end. But yeah, it's I've done it all my life, and it's what I do. First and foremost, I'm a husband and a dad. And then.
Well, yeah, that's what you forget, because you have you got 3 children or two children?
Two.
Because when you're not here, you're helping Jamie out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Boxing.
Batman and Robin of. Yeah. You're Robin though. He's a Batman.
I've got a very understanding wife. That's why I'm allowed to do it. I suppose she gives me not the freedom, but she's maybe that's why I'm so happily married. You know, for
some idea.
Yeah, for 17 years, because she lets me stay out of the house a little bit longer than maybe most do. But I've been a fireman for 22 years.
But this is what I was talking to. I mean, you obviously, I think you had something like 120 fights as an amateur.
110 as an amateur, yeah.
And you also boxed for the fire brigade itself, because during all your professional life and most of your amateur career, you were a fireman as well, wasn't you?
Yeah. I was going to turn professional at 26 when I was in London. I was boxing in London, and at 26 I was.
Just like me, was that when you were at Fitzroy Lodge then?
Fitzroy Lodge, yeah, with Mickey Carney, God rest his soul, and a load of top fighters.
Definitely.
And
you've been one of them though.
Yeah, and well, I boxed for them for 7, 8, 9, 10 happy years. And
you were still a fireman while you were down in London then?
I went down to London to box with Mickey Carney. I went down there as a unemployed kid, really.
Oh, right.
With no discernible qualifications. And
so how old were you then?
I was 21 when I went down there. And 20, sorry. I was 20 and I came back for my 21st. And when I went down there, I joined the fire service. My girlfriend at the time became my wife. She was living up in Manchester. She commuted down there for a while. Then she came down there, and then
you don't do anything the easy way, do you?
Got married, but I didn't. When I was going to raise children, I wanted to come back up here. But when I was down there at 26, I was doing quite well. I got to number 2 in Britain, and I fancied myself as a pro. My dad didn't want me to do it. Mickey Carney didn't want me to do it. and then the fire service. I went to see the fire service. I was going to go with Dean Powell, God rest his soul.
Yeah.
He was going to
Died last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. I know, the year before, and I went to see the fire service, and they said no. There was a lot of negative publicity about Frank Warren. Getting shot by a fireman,
with
Terry
Terry
Marsh,
Marsh,
and
yeah.
everyone was saying he's a fireman and he's a boxer, so they stopped it. They said no. But to be honest with you, it was the best decision that I made, not going professional, because I had good friends like Lewis Reynolds and Marcus McRae. These were two good fighters, and they turned professional and were quite quickly out of the game. They stopped maybe a couple of years into the professional careers.
Well, you went on to, you was about 34, was it?
Yeah, I went to 34, I turned professional. And I was way too old to turn professional.
But I think you had to do it though, didn't you?
Yeah, there was no masters then. You had to stop at 34. So at 34, I had to stop, and I wasn't ready to stop. I was still training at Oliver Harrison's.
Must have been a great time for you there, because you
Great.
and Jamie, obviously, like where you teamed up with one another, and then you had Amir Khan there, Martin Murray,
right.
Mark Thompson, Alex Mabianco.
Anthony Farnell. So we had a real good buzz. Really cracking location, venue. We had a great team ethic, and really, it was one of my happiest times there. But then when I turned professional, I was way too old anyway. But it's what I do. It's what I've always done. So
how did you get mentioned back into coaching then? Were you running this place already then?
I wasn't. When my wife was going to leave me unless I stopped boxing. So and probably the worst thing she ever did was suggest that I be a coach, to take me out of the competitive element, stop getting bashed up.
You just took you out of the game, full stop though.
But yeah, I should have just gone away. It was. I was never going to walk away from the game, but she encouraged me to do it. Myself and two colleagues approached the fire service about making up a gym here. And I did, and the fire service.
They're good with you, aren't they, the fire
nice
service?
fire
I mean, I know you work incredibly hard, mate, to fit everything in. Because when I go to the shows, you turn up, because this is what upsets me a little bit, is you turn up to go in the corner with your lads, and you're not allowed to no more. They're always making yet they're allowing professionals now to enter the Olympics.
They've just that, even though it may be terrible that's what they're letting professionals box or considering boxing in the Olympics. I don't actually believe it'll happen to a great degree. I don't believe that Manny Pacquiao and Amir Khan would ever do it, because it's got too much to risk. The risk reward is just not worth it. They're not going to do it to maybe get beat. But because they've said that they can do it, then I'm apparently allowed back in the corner now.
Oh right, well,
I haven't been told.
Some good come out of it then, a little bit.
Yeah, please God. So we'll see. But yeah, the fire service have been incredibly supportive.
Yeah, but what I'm saying though is you go out your way. I mean, you've already got coaches going to shows, and that you obviously did have to go there because you weren't allowed in the corner for the last couple of years.
Right.
And yet you still turn up to show your face, to give them a little support,
Yeah, the kids need it. The reason a lot of the times that they come here is because of the people who are here. You've got Kelvin Travis, ex-national champion, ex-national coach. Nigel Travis, who's done a little bit. I can have a bit of a turn of what I did do. But you've got some talented people here, got some good coaches who are helping us out. Not as many coaches as there want, so if anybody wants to throw their hat in the ring and help out coaching, they'd be more than welcome. Unfortunately, products of our success is that when you become a little bit successful, people come to you.
And I was here today and we've had 3 classes on it. Yeah. I came here at 5 o'clock. You had the young junior classes, which I know they should have been cancelled because it's normally someone else, but you took that, which was loads of fun, me watching you there, like. And then you had it's like intermediate class from 6 till 7, and then you had Connor and all the more senior lads that were from 7 till half 11. I mean, it's like, and you've been working all day, mate.
Yeah, he's packed, but that's it. That's because you must be doing something right, which you have to applaud, and you have to be grateful that the kids want you to coach them. Because some kids come to you for a magic wand. They want you just to make it all go away, and we're losing kids, a lot sometimes at the moment because we haven't got the coaches that we need. Because I can't be here all the time, unfortunately. Even though I'm here a lot, you need some coaches, and people give if they dedicate their time to us, then we invest in them, and then it's. kids want to stay.
Well, you've invested a lot of time in Connor. I mean, I remember when I first started videoing the shows, I think I videoed one of his fights. He was a tiny, tiny little lad. I'll probably try and dig it out somewhere.
Yeah.
And
That worth a few quid in a few years.
well, there's also, but you've done that. You've took this kid from a journey from being, you know, nothing into being a national champion, you know, and hopefully, like say in 4 years' time, if he could go to the Olympics and, you know, and pick up a medal, that would be absolutely.
Yeah, please God.
Special.
I'm just part of it. It's not. He's done the hard work. He's done it. You know, I've had a little bit of input into it. Other people have had input into his career as such. You know, there's people here now who have helped him out. There's people in the past who've helped him out.
Well, we've talked about Connor before, but Connor, even though he's the only national champion this year, you did get another kid who got to the final, though, didn't you?
Yeah. A young kid called Matthew Knipe, who comes from Swinton.
Does he? That's my town.
I should know him. Comes from Swinton every day. Comes from Agecroft, opposite Agecroft Fire Station. Comes here every session and loves it.
Well, I think I videoed him this year's when he won the Northwest version part of the title.
Yeah, he comes all. He's dedicated. So, and he's a lovely kid. Got a very supportive mother and father who bring him down here, and he deserves everything that he gets. And he got to the national final, didn't do enough to be fair, was very, very tired. He had a long, hard season. He won the first round and sort of died in the second round. So the second round was close, but I went against him. So I went against him 2 rounds to 1. So I wasn't surprised, even though some thought he might have nicked it.
And how old Matthew?
Matthew's only 11 years of age. He's just turned 12. And he's a lovely kid.
That must be a great confidence boost for him. It must be his first year of boxing as well, isn't it?
Yeah, his first year of boxing, and he's a nice kid, and he wants to do it. And really, he's an example to other kids. You know, that hard work pays off. Same as Connor. As I say, some kids want it to be
instant. There's no. Yeah.
And it doesn't work that way. You know, some kids come for your magic wand. Kids are leaving. That's the way it goes.
Obviously, you work at VIP's gym as well with Jamie,
I do, yeah.
and you've got a couple of lads there. But one of the lads that I like him, young Declan West. Unlucky though, isn't he?
He's a Burke, and I don't mind saying that for anyone to hear. You know,
he's a good boxer, though, isn't he?
This is the kid can fight, but he's just thick as 2 sharp lines. It's just me. He's supposed to fight in Wigan at the weekend, and
the medical didn't come through.
Medical didn't come through because he just thought it would happen. So sometimes they expect things to be given to him on a plate, so they're daft. But the kid can fight, and he's a nice kid. He's frustrating. We've had some great kids in there, Tommy Cole.
But this is something that you never really planned on. This is something that's because I know Jamie didn't never really wanted to coach. He only coaches people that he actually they're genuinely friends, aren't he? I mean, Tommy and yourselves. I mean, you have a really, really, really close bond, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Tommy Cole's a pal.
It's funny.
Ricky Boylan came and trained with us. He was a pal. Andy Kalu, Chico. The pals. You want to do the best for them, but. If we never trained anybody, we didn't go into it to make money or anything like that. We did it, because we just want to help kids out. But it's not something that we were looking at doing. But with a bit of success, gradual bit of success, we've had kids want you to train. So we've actually turned kids down about training them. People have said to us, "Can you train us?" And we haven't got time. As you mentioned there, I'm busy. Jamie's busy. He's got a lot going on. Is
this a new series of Peaky Blinders out now?
No, it is. We're not in it, unfortunately.
Oh, you're not?
No, we're not.
Well, because both you and Jamie were in it for a little period.
We were, yeah. I got approached, auditioned, and got the part. And the director, we got talking about boxing, and
he's a big fan, was he?
And I said. And he asked me if I knew any people who look like they've had second prizes, and I said, I know this one kid, he looks a bit Chinese, and I've given him plenty of second prizes. And so I took a photo of him and I sent him, and he went, yes, definitely, he looks like he's had way too many second prizes. I want him. So that was Jamie's introduction to the Peaky Blinders, and I think he got an Oscar for having the best whistle on television. And I think, it was a BAFTA, not an Oscar. He missed the Oscar. To some other,
but I tell you what, he's made that presenting job in boxing look easy, and that is not hard.
It's brilliant, mate.
Not easy, I should say.
It's not easy. No, it isn't easy. It is difficult.
And he talks sense.
But yeah, and that's why people like him. He's a working class kid from Salford. They like him. They like people who speak honesty. You know, there's a lot of
I think
up people's arse.
winning 3 fights of the year in the space of 5 years, you get people's respect, don't you?
Definitely, and but the people who he boxed, maybe you know Matthew Macklin's not a bad speaker, but some of the people who he may have fought, they may not be the best speakers. You know, just because you can fight, you can box and you can fight, doesn't necessarily mean you can talk.
No, I've spoken to him. He does his own work on if he's on a big show and he's the main guy. He really goes home and does his own work.
The best thing, and he's fortunate that you've got people like Ed Robinson and Adam Smith, you know, at Sky, who see the value what he's got and value his opinion, because it's an honest opinion, and the working man in the street agrees with him. So that's why he's so good, and that's why hopefully he can forge a career out of that, as well as training and being a dad, and you know.
And what's planned for you then, mate? Do you ever get a chance to? You've just been on a bit of an holiday, haven't you, mate?
No, well, yeah. Went a friend of mine got married, and his wife got married in France. So we went there for a couple of days with my wife, but life's busy, you know.
But you do like to party as well, don't you, as well?
Nah, I'm not me. I'm a lover, not a fighter. No.
I know what I say. I take me off to you, mate. It's always a pleasure when I'm around here, mate, and I love coming down to yours and Jamie's gym. So good luck with everything in the future, mate, and let's hope Conor comes back with a European gold, eh?
Please God. Thank you. God bless.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye.